What if I told you that the secret to living a longer, healthier life isn't hidden in some expensive supplement, isn't locked away in an exotic superfood from the other side of the world, and definitely isn't something only wealthy people can afford? What if the real secret has been sitting right in front of us this entire time, backed by decades of research on the longest living populations on Earth, and yet most people are still missing it completely? Today I'm going to walk you through exactly what science has discovered about longevity, the real, research-backed habits shared by people who live active, healthy lives well into their 90s and beyond. And stick around until the end, because the final habit on this list is the one researchers consistently say matters more than almost anything else, and it has nothing to do with diet or exercise at all. Hi, I'm Dr. Vilson, and welcome back to the channel where we break down your health in a way that actually makes sense. No confusing jargon, just real, practical information you can use starting today. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button right now, because every week we cover exactly this kind of information to help you take control of your health and your future. And if you're already part of this community, go ahead and tap that like button. It genuinely helps this video reach more people who could use this information today. Let's start with something researchers discovered while studying what are called the blue zones, 5 specific regions around the world, including Okinawa in Japan, Sardinia in Italy, and Nicoya in Costa Rica, where people live measurably longer, healthier lives with dramatically lower rates of chronic disease compared to the rest of the world. The first major factor researchers found was diet, but not in the way most people assume. It's not about strict diets or cutting out entire food groups. It's about a consistent pattern of eating mostly plant-based meals, lots of vegetables, legumes, whole grains, and nuts, with meat treated as an occasional addition rather than the main event. People in these regions also tend to stop eating when they feel about 80% full, rather than eating until they're completely stuffed, a simple habit that appears to reduce the metabolic strain on the body over decades of repetition. The second major factor is movement, but again, not in the way you might expect. The people who live longest aren't necessarily hitting the gym for intense workouts. Instead, they live in environments where natural movement is simply built into everyday life, walking to run errands, gardening, doing physical chores by hand, rather than relying entirely on machines. This kind of low-intensity, consistent movement throughout the day appears to be just as valuable, if not more valuable, than occasional intense exercise, because it keeps the body active in small ways almost constantly, rather than in short, isolated bursts. The third factor, and this one surprises a lot of people, is having a clear sense of purpose. Researchers studying these long-living populations found that having a defined reason to wake up in the morning, something meaningful to work toward or contribute to, whether that's family, community involvement, or simply a passion project, was strongly associated with longer life expectancy. In fact, some studies suggest that a strong sense of purpose can reduce mortality risk by a significant margin, independent of diet or exercise habits entirely. It turns out that feeling needed and valued isn't just emotionally satisfying, it appears to have a real, measurable impact on physical health and longevity. The fourth factor is stress management, and specifically having consistent routines built into daily life to actively unwind. In many of these long-living communities, people have built-in rituals for slowing down: an afternoon nap, a moment of prayer or reflection, or simply a daily period of socializing with friends. Chronic stress floods your body with cortisol, and over years and decades, elevated cortisol has been linked to inflammation, weakened immune function, and a higher risk of numerous chronic diseases. The people who live longest aren't necessarily people who experience less stress, they're people who've built consistent habits into their day specifically to release it. Number 5 is moderate alcohol consumption, which might surprise you, but in several of these long-living regions, moderate wine consumption, typically 1 to 2 glasses a day, consumed socially with meals rather than alone, has been associated with certain health benefits largely attributed to antioxidant compounds found in wine, along with the social bonding that tends to accompany it. It's worth noting this is specifically moderate consumption within a broader, healthy lifestyle, not a free pass to drink heavily, and if you don't currently drink, this isn't a recommendation to start. The sixth factor is strong social connection, specifically belonging to a community or social circle that provides consistent support. In nearly every Blue Zone studied, people maintain tight-knit social networks, whether that's extended family living close together, lifelong friend groups, or strong community and religious involvement. Research has consistently shown that loneliness and social isolation are associated with health risks comparable to smoking or obesity, while strong social bonds appear to buffer against stress, encourage healthier behaviors through social accountability, and provide emotional support during difficult times, all of which contribute to a longer, healthier life over time. The seventh factor is prioritizing family and putting relationships at the center of daily life, rather than treating them as something to fit in around work and other obligations. In many long-living communities, aging parents are cared for at home rather than in separate facilities, and multiple generations remain closely connected and involved in each other's daily lives. This consistent, close family involvement appears to provide both practical support and emotional stability that contributes meaningfully to long-term well-being, particularly as people age and might otherwise face isolation. And finally, the eighth and most important factor, the one I promised would surprise you, is genuine, consistent human connection and a positive outlook on life. Beyond just having social ties, researchers found that people who maintained an optimistic attitude, who felt genuinely connected to the people around them, and who approached life's challenges with resilience rather than despair, consistently lived longer than those who didn't, even when other health factors were similar. Some longevity researchers now believe that mindset and emotional well-being may be just as influential to lifespan as diet and exercise combined, because chronic negative emotional states create physiological stress responses in the body that accumulate and compound over years, while positive emotional states appear to support immune function, cardiovascular health, and even cellular aging processes at a biological level. So if you're looking for the real secret to a longer, healthier life, it's not one single magic habit. It's this combination of eating mostly whole plant-based foods without overeating, staying naturally active throughout your day, having a genuine sense of purpose, actively managing stress, drinking in moderation if you choose to drink at all, maintaining strong social connections, prioritizing your family relationships, and cultivating a genuinely positive outlook on life. None of these require expensive equipment or complicated plans. They simply require consistency, and the people who've lived the longest, healthiest lives on this planet prove that these simple, sustainable habits, practiced daily over decades, are what truly add years to your life and life to your years. If this video gave you a new perspective on what longevity actually requires, drop a comment below and let me know which of these habits you're already doing or which one you're going to start working on. I read every single comment and it genuinely helps me decide what to cover next. And if you found this helpful, please share it with someone you love, because helping the people around you live longer, healthier lives might be one of the most meaningful things you can do today. Make sure you're subscribed here at Dr. Vilson so you never miss the next video, because we're going to keep breaking down practical science-based health information one video at a time. Take care of yourself, invest in the people around you, and I'll see you in the next one.